Greatest US travel experiences. But where should visitors to America begin? No country seems more familiar than the US. In films and television, starring roles are played by famous sites, from the Statue of Liberty to the Golden Gate Bridge. America's popular music started with New Orleans jazz, then conquered the world. But there is much more. Natural attractions, such as the Grand Canyon, impress the most seasoned travelers. The Super Bowl typifies the macho sports scene. And ever since the Pilgrim Fathers landed in 1620, American and British history have been intertwined. Presidents may change, but the only in America experiences never do. Drive the romantic Blue Ridge Parkway. Build sandcastles steps from the site of the Wright brothers' first flight. Ride in a Model T outside Detroit. Touch a moon rock in Washington, D.C.'s Air and Space Museum. Smell the sagebrush out west and the salty breezes in New England. Winter brings sunshine in Florida and the fabulous skiing in the Rockies. Spring is glorious. Hot summers are perfect for beach holidays. Fall's warm days are grand for touring. Go as a couple, travel with friends, take the grandparents, fly at half-term, hop over for a city break. Year-round, the US is ready to show you a good time. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at the top 25 great things to do in America. Wait till you see what's at number 1 that we're going to be showing in this video. Something you would have never even thought of, so make sure you watch till the end. Before we begin, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel Trip Xtreme for more awesome top 10s, and make sure to hit the notification bell so that you know when we publish a new video. So let's cut to the chase. At number 25. Hawaii, the birthplace of surfing. Captain Cook saw Polynesians surfing in 1779, and E he analu kaku still means surfs up in the Hawaiian Islands. As part of a week's holiday on Oahu, Audley Travel at audleytravel.com suggests learning to surf on Honolulu's Waikiki Beach. Sign up with one of the local surf schools. The rollers in this protected bay provide long, smooth rides with no awkward undertows. From £2,260, lessons are extra. At 24, sailing in Maine. Salt water has long flowed in the blood of New Englanders, especially in Maine. Harbours are home to dinghies, yachts and lobster boats. But the beauty queens are windjammers or schooners. They cruise along the rocky coastline and drop anchor in hidden coves for clam bakes. Guests can help raise the sails or relax with a beer. The Maine Windjammer Association at sailmainecoast.com features 9 vessels carrying 16 to 40 guests. 4-night cruises from about £500, including meals, flights, transport extra. Next up at 23, Snowboarding Colorado. In 1977, Jake Burton was in Vermont, perfecting what he dubbed a snowboard. Some thought it weird, others wonderful, but by 1998 it was an Olympic sport. Today, the Burton US Open attracts the world's best riders to Vail, Colorado, which scores both for size and an annual snowfall of 366 inches. Go for a week with Crystal Ski Holidays, crystalski.co.uk, from £1,132, based on 4 sharing. At 22, riding on a dude ranch. City folk, or dudes, started taking ranching holidays 135 years ago, and they still go out west to swing into the saddle and ride the range. Today's ranches vary from luxury resorts to simpler working cattle ranches. For a typical dude ranch suited to both beginners and experienced riders, American Roundup at AmericanRoundup.com offers a week at the 4D Longhorn Ranch in Idaho from £2,267, including all meals and riding. Number 21. Hiking, Appalachian Trail. The world's longest marked hiking trail is the real star of the book and film, A Walk in the Woods. Crossing 14 states, its 2,160-mile length demands stamina and time. Join a group and hike the New Hampshire portion on Grand American Adventures, 11-day Appalachian Trail hut-to-hut backpacking holiday. Overnight in mountain cabins, professional guides, meals are included, glorious scenery guaranteed. You need to be fit. Next up, at 20, the City of Music Festivals, Newport, Rhode Island. Although known for its late 19th century money-no-object Gilded Age mansions, this historic city is a must for music lovers during the summer festival season. First up is the Newport Music Festival from July 7th to 23rd, with classical concerts in palatial settings such as the Breakers. Then come outdoor performances during the Folk Festival from July 28th to 30th, and the Jazz Festival August 4th to 6th. In at 19, Showbiz, Las Vegas, Nevada. Want to see the stars? Head for Vegas. From Rihanna and Britney to Elton John and Lionel Richie, the big names strut their stuff here. But the 30 or so live shows each night also feature tributes such as the Beatles' Love and Michael Jackson 1, plus David Copperfield, medieval jousting and Nudge Nudge Burlesque. Next up, it's number 18, the Mountain Music Trail, West Virginia. Undiscovered, yet only 3 hours west of America's capital, this 150-mile-long trail follows West Virginia's Highway 219. In small towns such as Thomas, Marlinton and Lewisburg, banjoists and fiddlers play old-time music, harking back to Scottish and Irish settlers. At 17, blues, country and Elvis, Missouri, Tennessee, Illinois. America also gave the world rock and roll, blues and country music. On Just America's 14-day American movie and music self-drive tour, you can boogie on down in a string of destinations. Memphis with Beale Street, Sun Studio and Graceland, Elvis Presley's mansion, Nashville with the Grand Ole Opry and Johnny Cash Museum, St. Louis and Chicago, where jazz and blues clubs thrive. At 16, jazz and New Orleans, Louisiana. The birthplace of jazz? New Orleans, of course. Stroll along Bourbon Street and Frenchman Street. Tap your feet at Preservation Hall, Snug Harbor, or the Three Muses. There is live jazz in dozens of clubs, both in and outside the French Quarter. Explore the soul of the Deep South courtesy of the Telegraph's exclusive tour. At 15, President Kennedy's assassination, Dallas, Texas. JFK and Lee Harvey Oswald, the grassy knoll and the anguish of a nation still resonate half a century after the November 1963 assassination. In the former Texas schoolbook depository where the sniper hid, the Sixth Form Museum explores the details, the conspiracy theories, and Kennedy's legacy. Next up at 14, Martin Luther King Jr. National Historic Site, Atlanta, Georgia. I have a dream. Dr. King's oratory inspired millions, black and white, at home and abroad. In his hometown of Atlanta, you can learn about his life at the Martin Luther King Jr. National Historic Site and then walk in his footsteps. Equally thought-provoking is the new Center for Civil and Human Rights, covering the struggles in America and around the world. At 13, Battle of Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. Only 2 hours from the nation's capital, the Battle of Gettysburg from 1863 was the turning point of the Civil War and also the site of Lincoln's famous Gettysburg Address. The museums are moving, the battlefield is huge. A specialist battlefield guide accompanies you on leisure holidays at visitbattlefields.co.uk, 9-day American Civil War coach tour that takes in other important sites, including Appomattox, where the surrender was signed in 1865. In at 12, the birth of the US, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. When in the course of human events and we the people, so start the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution. See Independence Hall, where they were debated. The National Constitution Center explains American government then and now. But Philly has much more. 18th, 19th century houses and locavore restaurants, great shopping and the outstanding Museum of Art and Barnes Foundation. In at 11, America in the Making, Massachusetts. Two of the most important dates in America's story are 1620 and 1775. The first saw the Pilgrim Fathers land in Plymouth, south of Boston. See how they lived at the first-rate Plymouth Plantation Living History Museum. The second brought the opening shots of the American Revolution in Lexington and Concord, west of Boston. The city itself balances culture, shopping and fun with history, especially along the 2.5-mile Freedom Trail. Number 10. Hollywood, California. In 1907, cameras rolled for the first time in sunny Southern California. 1923 brought a giant Hollywoodland sign advertising real estate. Learn more on a day-long sightseeing tour that takes in Tinseltown highlights from celebrities' homes in Beverly Hills to Hollywood's Walk of Fame. This is one of the optional tours offered by North America Travel Service. Next at number 9, Walt Disney World, Florida. There is always something new at Disney. Eagerly anticipated in 2017 is Pandora, the world of Avatar at Disney's Animal Kingdom, as well as a 7-hour Star Wars guided tour at Disney's Hollywood Studios. On a 14-night Walt Disney Travel Company package, you can do all the parks, both entertainment districts, and still have time to relax. Stay at Disney's All-Star Music Resort. Next at number 8, Mount Rushmore, South Dakota. Finished 75 years ago, this colossal sculpture features 4 presidents who shaped America's history: Washington, Jefferson, Lincoln, and Theodore Roosevelt. Sculptor Gutzon Borglum and 400 workers spent 14 years carving this mountain in South Dakota's Black Hills. Get up close on a ranger-led walk. Return for the evening lighting ceremony. Next up, number 7, the Statue of Liberty, New York. Standing 150 feet tall, this copper statue at New York's harbor entrance has welcomed affluent cruise passengers and penniless immigrants since 1886. Get there with Statue Cruises, the official ferry. Book well ahead to climb up to the Crown. Continue on to Ellis Island and the Immigration Museum. Number 6, the National Mall, Washington, D.C. America's Front Yard is a 2-mile park between the Capitol and the Lincoln Memorial. Flanking it are the White House and a score of top-class art and history museums, where entry is free. Touch some moon rock at the National Air and Space Museum. See the original Star-Spangled Banner in the National Museum of American History. Spend a week in DC with My America Holiday. In at number 5, the Everglades, Florida. The landscape of sawgrass prairies, mangroves and estuaries is deceptively subtle. But this important ecosystem shelters exotic wildlife: roseate spoonbills, great egrets, pig frogs, alligators, dolphins, and sea turtles. Most visitors drive in from Miami. The western entrance at Everglades City is quieter. Paddle a canoe, hike, or take a naturalist-led boat tour. Number 4, America's giant Alaska. Twice as big as France, Alaska is home to just 750,000 people. During summer's long days, see brown and grizzly bears gorging on salmon in Katmai National Park. Take flight seeing trips to remote villages, the Arctic Circle, and Wrangell St. Elias, the US's largest national park. Go rafting, canoeing, and climbing. In winter, go for the Northern Lights, snowmobiling, and dog sledding. Number 3, Yellowstone National Park, Wyoming. The world's first national park deserves more than a drive-through visit. So immerse yourself in the wilderness on Grand American Adventures at grandamericanadventures.com 12-day Yellowstone wildlife trails that also includes the Grand Teton and Glacier National Parks. On this active camping trip, hike and track wolves, spot bison and moose. See the Old Faithful geyser and hot springs. Sleep under the stars. Now at number 2, Hawaii Volcanoes National Park. Molten lava spilling down a mountainside. Hiss and steam as it hits the sea. The smell of sulfur. The special effects in Hawaii's Volcanoes National Park outdo any in the movies. See them on the big island of Hawaii with trail finders. Drive around the crater. Look down from a helicopter. 2-hour narrated flights from £347. But there is more. Tropical rainforest, coffee plantations, white, green and even black sand beaches. And finally, number 1, the Grand Canyon, Arizona. Even blasé teenagers are impressed by Mother Nature's handiwork. 18 miles wide, over 1 mile deep, and 277 miles long. On a Talk Bridges, Red Rocks and Painted Canyons guided trip, you stay right on the Grand Canyon rim and watch the sunrise. Take a float trip on the Colorado River, fly over Rainbow Bridge National Monument, ride in Bryce Canyon with a cowboy. It's action all the way for 8 days. And there you have the top 10 great things to do in America. Do you like what you saw? Let us know in the comments down below. Share this video with your friends and don't forget to subscribe to our channel Trip Xtreme for more fantastic top 10 lists. See you next time.